Today we're getting into the latest Tesla news, including Tesla's Cybertruck promos, new Apple shortcuts for Teslas, Project Highland mass testing in China, and more, so let's get into it. First up today, Tesla is rolling out an update to their mobile app that will add Apple Shortcuts integration. That'll help owners automate certain functions by using Siri for vehicle controls. They say in the release notes, quote, access your vehicle controls and climate from the Apple Shortcuts app. So owners will be able to access certain features of their Tesla without using the Tesla app directly. In case you're not an Apple user or haven't used Apple Shortcuts before, this is how Apple describes it. Quote, Siri Shortcuts deliver a quick way to get things done with your apps with just a tap or by asking Siri. The Shortcuts app enables you to create personal shortcuts with multiple steps from your favorite apps. Start from hundreds of examples in the gallery or drag and drop to create your own. Several shortcuts now show up in the Shortcuts app, including lock and unlock, start and stop preconditioning, enable and disable Sentry mode, and enable and disable dog mode. This means that you can now prompt Siri and tell it to unlock my Tesla, and it will unlock your car for you. I am curious to see how that works in practice because it does sound like someone could say that into your phone, and if it were to work, then they could unlock the car and have someone else get into your car. But unlocking it remotely doesn't mean that someone can take the car, and it maybe is another reason to have pin to drive on your vehicle as well as a backup. Other features will be great though because I find myself preconditioning my car a lot, and this will allow me to do it simply with Siri without having to even open the Tesla app. I also imagine a future, which should be now, where I can finally approach my car with an armful of groceries and I just tell my watch or phone to open my trunk, and it will open completely hands-free. This is a feature that third-party apps have added to Teslas for a long time now, so now that Tesla is adding it officially, it'll be open to a lot more customers. Next up today, some exciting updates on the Cybertruck. Last week, a truckload of 9 Cybertrucks arrived at Tesla's Fremont factory, and even more were sent out for crash testing. Now, even more have been spotted leaving Giga Texas. This TikTok user posted a video of 3 more of them leaving the factory. It's unclear where they're going, but it's possible they're also going to Fremont. With this recent activity, some are speculating that Tesla may be preparing to host the Cybertruck delivery event there rather than in Texas. Before Giga Texas was finished, their delivery events would always be in California, but with the Cybertruck being produced in Texas, it would make sense for them to have a delivery event there. One explanation for these trucks getting shipped to Fremont could be that they're actually going to be the first customer deliveries. Either way, Tesla will need to file a permit to host a delivery event, so we'll probably hear about that very soon, and that'll confirm which factory it's at. Over in Iceland, a Cybertruck was spotted starring in what must be a new promo video. In this clip, you can see the truck following another vehicle with the hatchback open. It's tough to make out the finer details since this was taken from so far away, but there's a camera operator sitting in the back of the van taking video of the Cybertruck as it rounds the corner. This could definitely mean that soon we'll have a follow-up to this video that Tesla released in 2019 that most people are probably very tired of watching. They might use it for the delivery event or just social media, but either way, we'll likely see the product of this shoot very soon. With all of these leaks recently, Tesla has actually sent a warning to employees that anyone caught capturing the truck on camera within the factory will be punished. There have been a few leaks from inside Giga Texas that have provided us with more information than Tesla wanted us to have. Now Tesla has sent out an email to discourage any more leaks. Quote, effective today, any employees or contractors found taking photos or videos on site of anything related to the Cybertruck, for example, vehicle, parts, production line, etc., without an official business need or justification, in other words, dictated by job, scope, and validated by security during initial contact, will be immediately escorted off-site pending HR investigation and follow-up contact. So any employees caught taking images will be taken off-site, and it sounds like they would definitely be fired for it. They elaborate that for certain circumstances, the CT team will issue photo passes/stickers to appropriate personnel in the future to help expedite interactions with security for business-related photography and videography. This warning does nothing to fend off drone operators like Jeff Roberts, though. In these photos, we can see 2 new Cybertrucks charging outside of Giga Texas, and in this one, there's a member of Tesla security parked right in front of them. They could be there to deter employees from taking photos of the truck, or they could be there because of the drone that is taking these photos. In the same photo, Roberts captured a Tesla employee taking a photo of the drone with their phone. It's a funny little moment, but Giga Texas could become a no-fly zone soon enough like Giga Shanghai is. If Tesla is serious about cracking down on leaks, this could definitely be a possibility. If this does happen, we at least won't have to wait too long to see the Cybertruck, as it should be due by the end of September. Even if Tesla doesn't make that deadline, I do expect the delivery event to be in early early October at the latest. We've seen enough leaks that it has to be very soon, as Tesla is really ramping up production. Next up today, while Tesla is remaining quiet about the Cybertruck's impending launch, they're also doing the same with the Project Highland Model 3. The crazy thing there is that Tesla has actually made no mention of anything changing with the Model 3, but this week we've seen a couple updates over in China. It seems that Tesla is planning to refresh the Model 3 soon, and in doing so, they're trying to do it simultaneously at their Fremont and Shanghai factories. Most updates we had heard before involved Tesla's Fremont factory, but now a report in a Chinese publication says that, quote, Model 3 Project Highland would start deliveries around late September. To make sure that the revamped Model 3's ramp goes smoothly, Tesla China is reportedly looking to resume production at Gigafactory Shanghai's Phase 1 battery plant. Giga Shanghai reportedly has 3 battery facilities known as Phase 1, Phase 2, and Phase 2.2. Phase 1 is actually the oldest and least automated, but can still produce about 3,000 to 4,000 battery packs per week. The other 2 lines can each produce about 10,000 packs per week. Tesla appears to be anticipating a lot of demand for the refreshed Model 3, as it definitely makes sense. Not only is this car expected to bring notable upgrades for the first time in years, it's expected to remain at a similar price. On top of that, because of these leaks, reports are saying that many customers are waiting to buy. Once it's announced, demand could skyrocket for this car, so they need to ramp up batteries as much as they can. By resuming their Phase 1 battery line, it should add up to 16,000 more battery packs to their production each month. At the same time, a fleet of Model 3 Highland vehicles was spotted undergoing high-temperature testing in China. We've spotted a lot of Project Highland testing in California, immediately recognizable because of the covered front and rear of the car. However, it is now ramping up in China. Some reports are even saying that it will now be arriving in China before the United States. The latest Bloomberg reports also say that Tesla will be transporting this car to showrooms in the latter part of August. Then production will ramp starting September 30th. Things keep getting pushed back, but it's also due to the fact that we don't have any truly reliable data here. Tesla wants this kept secret, and they have no real responsibility to get this thing out in a timely manner since nothing is actually announced. Of course, they do want to get it out, especially since it's fairly known that this is happening, but it's a process to completely redo the manufacturing of the car they've now built for many years. Tesla China analyst on Twitter recently gave a Highland update for that market and noted details for appearance, production, hardware, pricing, and expectations. According to this source, quote, the new Model 3 looks overall very attractive, even more so than the Model S, especially the new headlights. For production, trial production has concluded, and they say daily production will reach 1,200 units by early September. They claim that it's shipping with hardware 3.5 instead of 4.0, and that pricing will remain the same, even though, quote, the manufacturing cost of the entire vehicle has significantly decreased compared to the older Model 3. Single-piece casting, significant reduction in wiring harnesses, and the use of more new materials. In summary, they say this car is very impressive and should lead to an explosive increase of orders for that car. The latest renders of this rumored car are looking good, but also point to the very likely scenario where this car hardly changes at all. This is a notable change for sure, but not quite as radical as some may be anticipating. Next up today, a lot of what we know about Tesla and its inner workings come from what some outlets dub sources familiar with the matter. Those sources are often Tesla employees, and we rarely see consequences concerning leaked information. It seems now, though, that 2 employees may have gone too far, violating Tesla privacy policies. Tesla has officially sued 2 employees over leaked data. Back in May, it was reported that one employee provided a German media company with about 100 gigabytes of data containing 23,000 files. Some of those files reportedly contained customers' and Tesla employees' private information, as well as confidential information about Tesla's products and trade secrets from its, quote, business partners. When the publication received the data, they informed Tesla, at which point there was a formal investigation. In an email response to the publication, Tesla concluded that the disgruntled ex-employee, right before he left Tesla, misused his access as a service technician to exfiltrate information in violation of his signed non-disclosure agreement, Tesla's data management policies and practices, and EU and German law. They go on to say Tesla continues to investigate and will pursue legal claims against anyone who, themselves or through solicitation, steals, misuses, or otherwise misappropriates Tesla confidential information or the personal data of its employees and business partners. They also warned the publication that if they reported on the finer details of the data that was given to them, they would also be in violation of trade secrets, data protection law, and handling stolen data, among other things. Via Bloomberg, we now know that 2 former Tesla employees misappropriated the information in violation of Tesla's IT security and data protection policies and shared it with the media outlet. Tesla has sued both employees and been working with law enforcement. They now have, quote, court orders that prohibit the former employees from further use, access, or dissemination of the data subject to criminal penalties. So not a lot was actually reported on, because if they had, Tesla would absolutely have grounds to sue the publication as well. But the main leak many were focused on was proof that Tesla is having issues with autopilot and their self-driving technology. That was pretty apparent even before this data leak though, considering all of the deadlines that have been missed over the years. They also claimed to have information of issues with the Cybertruck, but again, missed deadlines have already been proof enough that Tesla is working through issues. As for the 75,000 Tesla employees whose data was stolen, Tesla is offering 12 months of Experience Identity Works credit monitoring and identity theft service in case anyone's information has actually been accessed or used maliciously. Nothing more has been said about the customer data that leaked though. I hope this does get resolved quickly for Tesla and all of the employees affected by this, and it does point out to an interesting paradox where we're excited to hear about all these Tesla leaks about the Cybertruck, Model 3 Highland, and whatever future products they come out with, but we're definitely not in support of this kind of data leak. Next up today, a big part of Tesla's business is solar, but over the last few years, we've seen a lot of ups and downs there. Some quarters they have record installs, others we hear of them cutting back. Now it appears that Tesla is changing their strategy once again. While Tesla has scaled up their solar offerings to offer a complete service through the company, they are now, quote, laying off staff working on deploying its own solar installations. This is reportedly happening across the US and particularly started with installation crews and energy office employees in North Carolina and Maryland. More layoffs are expected. By no means does this mean Tesla is giving up on solar, but they are clearly shifting strategy towards certified installers and being a product supplier. They will still provide their solar inverter, panels, and power walls, and offer their impressive services like Tesla Energy and VPP, but you'll likely need to have it all installed outside of them directly. This shift is interesting to see, especially since one benefit of Tesla installing directly came with reduced cost. However, it has also been reported to come with a lack of communication and not the best work. Soon enough, it looks like you'll be able to get Tesla Solar, but through a certified installer. This will likely come with a markup since you aren't buying directly from Tesla, but it could end up with a better job overall. At the end of the day though, this change is about Tesla and their likely struggle to keep growing their solar install side of their business in sustainable ways. Contracting that work out to third parties should actually allow them to scale up their solar business so that maybe we'll see more ups from here quarter to quarter. One part of Tesla's energy business that is doing incredibly well is their Megapacks. Deliveries for their Megapacks have slipped all the way to 2025 when ordering today, and this comes at the same time that they are significantly ramping output. This means that the Megapack is in incredible growing demand. This product first launched in 2019, and now a single Megapack is a 3.9 megawatt-hour battery system. It has integrated modules, inverters, and thermal systems, and year over year, deployment is up 222%. This is thanks to their new California Megapack factory producing the latest 2XL version. Demand keeps growing such that there is a 2-year backlog of orders even as this factory ramps to make 40 gigawatt hours per year. Tesla plans to make another Megafactory in China, and this should help expand their capacity overseas in particular. The use cases for stationary storage keep being demonstrated. Megapacks help stabilize the grid on the utility side, while the Powerwall helps on the customer side. Last up today, some updates from other automakers. Nissan has delayed their next generation Frontier, and it's leading some to think it may be released as a mid-size EV pickup. They're reportedly extending production of the current generation Frontier by 2 years. This truck is going to be produced at their facility in Canton, Mississippi, where they're also going to be producing other Nissan and Infiniti EVs. That's part of a $500 million investment that'll transform it into an EV manufacturing plant. According to one of their suppliers though, quote, a major model launch during the time that they're starting up their EV transition is something they are trying to avoid. So the Frontier might not get a refresh after all, and instead we may see an electric sedan or two starting in 2026, as well as a couple of electric crossovers in the following 2 years. Lamborghini officially unveiled their Lanzador concept at Monterey Car Week, and it should arrive in 2028. It's quad motor and has 1,000 watts of electric power, which translates to about 1,341 horsepower. It's a little bit bulkier of a Lambo than we're used to, looking like a cross between the Huracan Sterrato and Urus SUV. It'll have high ground clearance and aims to combine the performance of a Lamborghini super sports car with the versatility of a daily driver. This is part of their mission to electrify their entire lineup by the end of 2024, which will include the Huracan PHEV and Urus PHEV. Of course, this isn't coming out until later in 2028. Over at Ford, they're under investigation for their solution to a June 2022 Mach-E recall. NHTSA is initiating a recall query after a Ford recall that impacted around 49,000 2021 to 2022 Mach-E models. The issue had to do with high-voltage battery main contactors that could overheat, along with repeated wide-open pedal events. Ford stopped deliveries at the time and deployed 2 software updates and issued a bulletin to replace the impacted unit. But now, 12 customer complaints claim that they still have the issue after the fix. Quote, one owner said their vehicle's high-voltage battery junction box failed again 2 days after receiving the software update. According to the report, roughly 64,727 Mustang Mach-E models are under investigation. Hopefully this can get resolved quickly and Ford can fix the root issue for real, if it's still a problem. We'll likely hear more about it through NHTSA in the near future. Honda has officially confirmed that their brand, including Acura, will be adopting Tesla's North American charging standard connector in North America. This actually comes by way of GM, since Honda's first EVs will depend on GM's platform, and GM already plans to make this switch. Honda's American president said, "It is quite important. We also have to push NACS as well. It is clear." This is just the latest in a long line of automakers switching to NACS, and it's great to see. That's all the latest Tesla news for today, so in the meantime, if you want to see the new battery developments we could see from Tesla next year, you can check out that video linked up here or in the description below. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.